Good evening and welcome to McKellar Park for Capital Football NPL live coverage here on Bar TV Sports. Belconnen United against Tigers FC. I'm Russ Gibbs, your commentator for this evening. Joining me in a blustery and cool commentary box is Canberra Olympic head coach, the man, the myth, the legend, Frank Keisha. Welcome, Frank, to your Bar TV NPL debut.
Thanks, Russ. I don't know if it's a legend or a myth or whatever, but I'm glad to be here. Thank you very much.
One of those three. Take your pick. Before we get into this match, Frank, just want to talk a little bit about what's happened today. Games that have happened this afternoon. Belconnen United 3, Monero Panthers 1, Woden Western 4, Riverina Rhinos 1. That caps a good week for Woden Western, who we've had all this drama with the PPS. They had 6 points taken off them. We're going to work this out. And then they were given the 6 points back. Then they had a further 3 points taken off them, were put back in the FFA Cup. They won their quarter-final. They're now in the semi-finals. It's as clear as that.
It is, yeah. It's that simple. So if you can tell me how many points they're on, I'll go with whatever you tell me, and we'll take it from there.
Well, I did get a maths GCSE way back when I was a bit younger. I'd make it that they're on 8 points after today and currently sitting in fourth place. That will put them still 7 points behind yourselves and Tuggeranong in second and third, but still in with leading that chasing pack, of which these two teams here feature prominently. Yeah,
absolutely, and it's a big game for both these sides. Obviously Cooma or Tigers FC are coming off a loss from against Olympic last round, and Belconnen have switched coaches and obviously defending premiers. So looking at bouncing back and trying to get themselves back in that top four.
Well, that was the first thing we're going to mention. Ulysses De Silva, this is his first game in charge of Belconnen United. He tells me he's had 2 training sessions with them, so no pressure for him.
He's a great guy, Yuli. I know him from well back. I went to uni with him, and good player, and you won't find a more passionate football supporter or football watcher in the city. Good bloke, and he'll do a great job, I think, at Belconnen, and obviously, obviously there's a lot of feeling around the camps, the coaching camps that go out for Peter and Marco not having the job anymore. So we all feel it, and we all feel the pressure, and we all get to it, and wish them all the best as well in their future.
Absolutely, because they came off, they were stepped aside or pushed, whichever way you want to look at it, after an 8-5 cup win against O'Connor, which got them into the semi-finals, of which they play Canberra FC on Thursday, which you'll be seeing live on Bar TV Sports. And it was a difficult time for them. It's been a tough time for Belconnen United as a football club at the moment. I was talking to Yuli and Steve Forshaw, the assistant there, this week. There's a lot more talent in this team on the field than that's been shown in their results so far. Yeah, look, I mean, even when we played them earlier this year, there was a 15-minute period where I don't think any team has ever sort of grabbed hold of Olympic the way they did for around 15 minutes, and really took us to task. And look, we were fortunate enough to get away with that game 3-2, but obviously they had something happening there that was working, and I guess like I said, all us coaches are in the same boat where it's a results-driven game. It is difficult, and you're always probably 1 or 2 losses away from getting that tap on the shoulder. So let's look at the first team he's picked for Belconnen. It looks like a 4-2-3-1. Finn Durack in goal, Lucas Mirages at left back, Isaac Clements, Harry Williams central defence, Nick Dahl at right back, Adrian Mako and Gora McKeskey are on the team sheet just in front of them. 3 in front of them, Marty Rains, Daniel Barach, Jason Ugrinich, Justin Wells as the number 9, but I'm sure there'll be plenty of movement in and around those front 5 or 6. Yeah, that looks like a different sort of setup to what Peter and Marco would have had. So yeah, I think the inclusion of Adrian Mako, who spent a number of years at Olympic with me in at that deep 6 position, is probably going to be something that stabilises Belconnen a fair bit. So we'll see how that goes. Tigers FC for Jacob Cole in goal, Christian Juna, Tony Spaseski, Osman Fafana and Michael Keita across the back, Martin Crome, Dom Colicello, Nicholas Vijafanye, Jared Tonini in midfield. Their front 2 today, Nikos Kalfas and Mark Shields. Both teams bags full of goals. Tigers FC, last time we did them on Bar TV Sports, they were beaten 7-2 by Canberra FC, then went to Riverina and won 7-0. So we know they can score, they can concede. What's your gut feeling before we get into the meat of this one? Look, I mean, I know people are going to probably say, you're sitting on the fence, but I'd probably say a high scoring draw in this one. Well, let's see. First possession of the evening, and it's a cold evening, and that wind is very blustery. It's difficult to say which way it's going around McKellar Park. Looks to slightly be favouring Cooma by the corner flags there. See if it makes any difference to the game. Belconnen attacking the goal to our right early on. Williams playing at the right back, it looks like, and that's a ball outside to Nick Dahl. So they've, I think that's the first time push forward a bit. Yeah, I think that's one of the first times we've seen Nick Dahl play this season as well for Belconnen. He would have been a big loss for them through injury earlier in the year. He's been
he's a very good player last year, and obviously had an NYL season with Canberra United as well.
It's Barach battling in midfield. That was Williams winning the header and Makor tidying up. Rather, that was Miragis, I should say, tidying up. The young fullback, 17 years of age, Canberra United graduate. They've got high hopes for him.
Yeah, he's generally been deployed sort of further up the field, because I think he actually scored a goal only a couple of weeks ago as well. So bringing him in at left back is probably going to be something that Gabby might look at as well. Gabby Wilk, the Tigers coach, to see if they can exploit that little bit of decision making there.
Scored the winner against one of your old teams, Monero Panthers, with 9 minutes to go.
There you go, yeah.
In a 1-0 win, and it was also on target in the Cup in that 8-5 epic here a couple of weeks back.
Yeah, I think there's a few people on target that game.
Fair few. A lot of goals. 10-man O'Connor Knights nearly caused an upset there.
Yeah, and that's a very good team. Apparently, I think they got over our Capital League boys today 4-2, and obviously well coached by one of the stalwart coaches in Canberra with Miro Trinich. So yeah, look, I think O'Connor Knights are one of those teams in the Capital League that you'd be keeping your eye on for sure.
Williams exchanges passes with his goalkeeper. No real tempo to the game to start with. Williams looking for a runner. Wells with the flick. Here's McKeskey. He's got Rains making the run in behind it. Here's Marty Rains, and a goal for Belconnen United with their first real attack of the afternoon. Beautiful ball in behind the back, and when Rains needed to finish, he finished superbly. It's 1-0 Blue Devils.
Yeah, great lead up. Dusty Wells, a little flick to McKeskey. Gorans just put a nice ball in there. Well weighted ball for Marty Rains. Kuma caught a little bit square. Jacob Cole really didn't have much chance, and Marty Rains just took that goal with aplomb.
We didn't have to wait long for the first one. 4 minutes in, the first goal of the afternoon, and it's Belconnen United who are on the scoreboard, and that won't please Gabby Wilk, the Tigers FC coach.
No, and a great start for Yuli De Silva, so I'm sure Yuli will be sighing a big sigh of relief there and breathing a big sigh of relief, and I'm sure he'll be very happy with that first start.
I was joking with him in the tunnel, Frank, before kickoff, said if you win this one 5 or 6-0, Yuli, they'll be like, well, pressure's on you to do that every week, mate.
Mate, you're a coach, there's pressure on you regardless.
Good start for him though. Christian Junner with the throw in, and what can the Tigers do? Colicello goes back to Fafana. Keita has played a lot of football at full-back this year, and I'd like to see him a bit further forward, Frank. And
yeah, look, we've actually got a pretty high opinion on him at Olympic. We think he's one to keep an eye on for the future. I think Tigers will be looking at obviously. I mean, if I was them, I'd be looking to almost build a bit of a team around him. He's a very good player.
Vijafanye slips and clutches his head. Whether he got caught by Wells' boot on the follow-through. Completely accidental, of course.
Yep, play goes on.
Here's Junner. Bursting forward. Christian Junner.
Yep, young guy. He actually spent a year or two at Olympic as well. He went to the States. Obviously, his father here is a legend, Ray Junner, and he's a good boy as well. And look, I think he's got a future in the game, whether it's in here or overseas in the States. But obviously, a good pick up there for Gabby and his team.
Yeah, playing fullback today. This is him on the ball, looking to make some inroads into the penalty. It's a good-looking ball as well. It's going to fall for Vijafanye. The Argentinian looking for a gap. Junner goes for goal, I think, there, and that's an ambitious effort. Yeah, possibly worth it with the wind.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd probably question the decision making there, but you back a young guy like that to have a go, I guess. But with the wind, you test him out and you see how it goes.
Bit of a coach killer, those early goals, though, aren't they, Frank? You set up your team out to go and do a job, and you're 1-0 down before you start.
Yeah, look, I mean, obviously, you've got a plan, and if it unfolds pretty quickly, then I suppose the one thing I would say, that Gabby would hopefully try to stick with is maintain that plan, because I mean, if he believed that was going to work before the game, then 3 minutes into the game, even if you are 1-0 down, then you should be sort of still sticking to that plan.
Chrome loses out, and Williams can tidy up. It does look like they're playing 3 at the back here, doesn't it? We'll come back to that in just a second as Clements tries to sweep that one away to Miragis.
Yeah, Nick Dahl seems to be getting forward a lot on the right fullback position, so I'm not sure if it's a 3 or a 4 that becomes a 3 with Nick Dahl or their other the young boy goes forward on the other side. So yeah,
got licence to perhaps drift wide Moragis and Dahl. That was Vijafanye spotted Durack off his line.
And he has got a very cultured left foot. We played against Tigers in Cooma a couple of weeks ago, and he was the main thrust forward for them, and a lot of things go through him. He's a very good player, good vision, but delightful left foot.
Played a bit of professional football overseas as well, I understand, and he came from Boca Juniors.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep.
So plays a decent standard. He's made his mark for the Tigers so far this season and leads their scorers with 5.
Yeah. Actually, Russ, just while I've got you here, I've got to send a cheerio to a couple of the boys there at Olympic. Young Ollie Vidica made special mentions to say hello to him, and a special happy birthday to Gina Fauna as well, who celebrated her birthday during the week.
Gina Fauna, legend there at Canberra Olympics. She does an awful lot when I commentate on the women's games as well, and her daughter's some player as well, young Alexia, 14 years old.
Yeah, that whole family's been at Olympic for a number of years now, and young Adam's playing 20s, and Alexia's playing in our first grade side in the WPL, even though she's only 14, and she just was participating in that NTC challenge at the under 17 level. So yeah, very bright future for her as well.
Here's Crome looking to dance his way into the penalty area, gets a curling shot away, and that was dipping. A good effort from Martin Crome, just over the crossbar.
Yeah, very good effort. Very good effort.
Just talking about Ollie Vidica, Benjamin Button, I like to call him. He seems to get younger every year, doesn't he, Ollie? He's been retired and back, and John Farnham-esque.
It's funny if your perceptions, because I've seen him pull up after training in some games. He's not getting any younger.
That's because you boys keep making him run.
Well, that was the sole reason of bringing him back.
He's still got that pace, doesn't he? That acceleration that you just can't buy.
No,
well, I can't anyway.
Yeah, it was a bit of a joke. If you've got a first touch like Ollie, you need to be quick. So
we did a game, I think it was your game against Worden Western, and you brought him on, and I think the Worden Western fullback thought, substitute, this is great, and off goes Ollie to the races.
Yeah, no, he's a great value.
Great to see him back.
Great value, and he's one of those boys in Canberra that most clubs appreciate. People like him, for being around and what they bring to the game. So yeah, a bit of a local legend, I think, Ollie.
It's good defending there by Goran McKeskey. Concedes a corner though after Mark Shields has done well to keep it in, and this is a chance for Tigers to send some players into the danger area. Vijafanye will come across to swing this one in with that left foot that Frank was talking about. Decides to go short, may cross this time, and it'll probably hold up in the wind as well. This is dangerous. Going to drop for Kalfas. Clips it into the area. Shields is there, and that's a good piece of defensive work. Drops down in the air. Real chance for Junner, and a fantastic save from Finn Durack to deny the fullback on the turn. Don't know how much he knew about it with the face or whatever part of his body hit, but what a piece of goalkeeping from the flying Finn.
Outstanding young Finn. Another boy who spent a number of years at Olympic and got his first great opportunity here at Belconnen. Great save. Actually, good awareness from Michael Kitta there, the header into Christian Junner's path. Very, very clever header.
So another chance, this time from the opposite side. They'll go more direct with this corner. Tries to drop it into that area. It's a near post one and didn't beat the first defender, and it's gone out of play, I think. Well, it's actually a corner again. Yeah, signalled on the far side by Lauren Hargrove.
Yeah, I think Belconnen would be doing very well to keep a close eye on Mark Shields here.
Your referee today, I should point out, is Georgia Girardella. This is her third NPL match, and officials Lauren Hargrove on the far side there, just a new official from Tasmania this season. She's come to Canberra, and Adam Powers on this near side. Shields is floating in and around the far post area. Swung in towards the near post. There's a header, and it's almost the equalising goal, but again, it's another corner. Not sure who got up to that. Was that Crome, maybe?
Maybe. I think Gabby's probably sitting on the bench here or walking around the bench wondering how they're not equal at the moment.
Well, they're putting the pressure on. It was Crome, I think, who got the header in. Here's another corner. Fourth in quick succession. That one's a lot deeper, and it's going to go straight out of play. Rather overhit, but good response to the Tigers from going behind.
Yeah, it is. It's a very good response. And having said that, good resilience from Belconnen to withhold that bit of pressure there, especially from young Finn making that big save there from Christian Junner.
Great save, wasn't it? Good spin from Junner as well in the penalty area to find the space, and as you said, from Keita to find him, and Durack preserves the lead. After 11 minutes, live on Bar TV Sports, Belconnen United lead Tigers FC 1-0, and Frank, I don't know about you, but I'm freezing. I've just come back from South Africa, mind. It's quite warm over there.
Well, I mentioned to you before, our training on Thursday night was just so cold. So this isn't too bad compared to Thursday night, I reckon.
It's a balmy night in McKellar, Frank.
It is.
Cole sends it wide to Fofana, and Keita will pick it up. A bit more in advanced position and can't find Shields. Belconnen looking to pick up the pieces in midfield with the goal scorer Reigns. Villafanye's there first though and skips away from the challenge. Kalfas looks to cut in onto his favoured right foot and sweeps that ball. It's a decent looking one, it'll hold up. And Tonini goes down in an absolute heap under the challenge from Miragis, and no go, says Girardello. And he's still down. Yeah,
I think probably a bit unfortunate not to get a decision his way. That one, young Tonini.
Right in front of the officials over there as well, so obviously nothing untoward. So they say.
Yep.
Nikos Kalfas an interesting character, isn't he, Frank? We watch him quite a lot and promises quite a lot, but sometimes doesn't deliver.
Look, I mean, to see him, he looks at the complete package, big physical specimen. Obviously, I think he's got a football brain as well. He's got some quality in both feet, predominantly right foot. But I guess if you look back throughout his last 2 or 3 years here in the NPL, he probably hasn't delivered the goals that he's promised. And whether that's opportunity or whether he's been unlucky. But I mean, if you look at him and you think, even last year when he went across to Canberra FC, you would have thought, he would have been good for anywhere between 5 to 10 goals. But I just don't think he's got that many.
Only 2 this season, 1 from the penalty spot.
Yep.
He'll probably bag a hat-trick now he said that. Jurek looks to send that forward. It's one in the air by Shields and prodded back. Keita will need to be aware. Belconnen putting the pressure on the full-back here. 2 blue shirts around him. He does well there, Michael Keita, to get out of that gap.
Yeah, he probably actually made it a bit difficult for himself there. He had young Osman behind him. He could have played him early.
Crone will do well to keep this in. Slides in to try to do so. Doesn't. Dahl goes early. Ugrinic. Now Mukeski. Bit of space in front of him for Makor, who sweeps that one wide. Good ball too. Belconnen looking confident. Reigns to Wells into the penalty area, and Fofana clears up. Look, a very balanced side at the moment, Belconnen. Here's Makor again. It comes wide from Mukeski to Dahl. His pass is a little bit under hit this time, and Spaseski read it. And Juno, who's had their best chance so far for Tigers. Kalfas, nice turn that time. And there's the skill we were talking about.
Yep.
And the physicality as well.
Yep.
Loose ball picked up by Villafanyer. Tonini was ahead of him, chose not to take that pass. Comes back instead to Dom Colicello. Another neat and tidy footballer.
Yeah, Dom is one that probably flies under the radar a little bit at Cooma, but he's a very good player.
There's Villafanyer from distance trying his luck, and that had Jurek sprawling across his goal. I think he was caught a little bit unawares with that one.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if the wind actually has more to do with some of this play just at the moment than we probably first anticipated, Russ. A couple of goal kicks that Finn's put out have not even travelled over halfway, and then a shot that looked seemingly harmless has really sort of tested Finn there.
We had a fair bit of sprinkling of rain before kickoff as well. That's probably made the surface nice and greasy. Let's see what he does with this corner. You can see the wind rippling the net as the ball comes in, swung in towards the near post. They've all missed it, and it's gone straight in. It's an equaliser, and it's Villafanyer, I think it is, who swung that ball in with that left foot, and it's evaded everybody straight into the far corner, and the Tigers are back on terms.
Yeah, I think we picked it. I think we're going to get a few goals tonight. Direct from the corner by the looks of things. A bit of a challenge there at the front post. Obviously Finn might have been unsighted, and it's nestled its way into the goals.
Well, he swung it in, and it was a fantastic cross. The pace on the ball just did for everybody, and I think the little run by Tonini across the front post confused everybody, and it's found its way in, and we're all square.
Yeah, and I'm sure Gabby would be happy with that. Probably something that he's practiced on the training pitch. A bit of a set play with the front post being occupied, and look, he's got the result there, so yeah, hats off, and we game on.
Murad just looks to take on the fullback, and Keita wins it, and away come the Tigers. We know they've got goals in them, and they've shown just why. 6th of the season for Villafanyer.
Very good return, isn't it, for someone who plays predominantly midfield. Very good return.
And they've all been decent goals as well. That looks like a foul on Kalfas, and it's a free kick. Martin Crome's got acres of space on this near side. He wanted an early ball.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if young Crome is an ex-Belconnen player from last season. I think he might have been playing a bit of 20s and 18s last year, and he's obviously found a spot here at Tigers, and he played against Olympic a couple of weeks ago, and we found him one of the more busier players out on that wing, and he's a decent prospect.
So the Tigers drawing themselves level. Just past a quarter of an hour mark here, and it's been an entertaining half so far. Here's Junner. Can't keep that one in. Greenwich wants to go early, and he does. He finds Wells. Another player that's evergreen, Dustin Wells, spin around for what seems like ever. Here he is, looking to pick the pass, slide that ball in, and well read by Spaseski.
Yeah, you've got a couple of Dusty and Mark Shields here tonight. People that have been around for a number of years who have added a lot to the game, and good to see them still going strong at the latter part of their career, I guess.
It makes me feel old. I was in the Tuggies team when Shieldsy made his debut. No, he's at the latter part of his career.
makes you feel old. I'm coaching guys that I used to play with. I'm coaching their kids.
Free kick on the halfway line. It's good to see them still going around, these more experienced players as well. They bring a lot to the Premier League.
Yeah, and I mean someone like Dusty, obviously, who's played at A-League level. He'd add a lot of leadership to this particular Belconnen group. There's a lot of young guys here at this club, and they'd do far worse than to look up to someone like him.
And still incredibly fit and can strike a dead ball.
Well, I mean, you saw with the lead up for the first goal. Yeah, he's still got those little touches that put people into spaces that can create for other people as well. Obviously Yuli's deployed him a lot further forward than he has been previously, and he's dangerous wherever he plays.
Barach won that header. Colacello wins it. Dahl finds Greenwich. It's a heavy challenge from Juno. Wins the ball. Vijafanye looks for Kalfas. Move breaks down there, and Rain sweeps the ball wide, and Mirages have got a bit of space to bring this one up towards halfway. Look for a blue shirt. Slides one forward. And that's good football again. Barach into the gap. He goes down under the challenge and will win a free kick in a dangerous position. This will be a chance perhaps for Wells to conjure something.
Yeah, interesting, isn't it, Russ? I think Tigers have had a lot more of the play and beating the Belconnen half a lot more than Belconnen, but it's like every time Belconnen move forward, they actually look very, very dangerous. And here's another opportunity for them to test out Jacob Cole and the goal there.
Well, I thought Rains was going to take over for a moment, but it looks like it's going to be Wells.
Yeah, I don't know why you were thinking that.
Well, he was over the ball. I think he was hoping that maybe he was going to get an opportunity.
That's a bit like when anyone else sounds over the ball when Catanach is around.
Here's Wells, fires that one in low, and Cole's there, it's loose, and he's there for a second save as well. The goalkeeper, good stop too, and Mirage's shot was rather scuffed, but chances there again, and that ball is slammed forward, and Kalfas is on at the races chasing it. Williams is going to get there first though. Do you reckon we'll need to be careful with this wind? And there was that, what we were talking about, Frank, with that ability from the dead ball from Dustin Wells. There's the touch we turned as well. Keeper's off his line. I thought he might try one from there.
I thought it was on for sure. He's either going to play Jason in or test out Jacob. But
he thought the little lob was on from that distance.
He's taken the third of two options there, poor Dusty. But
sensational flick again as well. And that free kick, he just fizzed that one in low and hard. And fair play to Jacob Cole, not once but twice making the save.
Yeah, good goalkeeper Jacob Cole. Spent a season in Tasmania last year and back at Tigers. And the season in 2016 where the Tigers sort of ran Olympics so close, he was instrumental in a lot of their victories. He's a very, very good goalkeeper.
Clements lifts that one down the line towards Wells. Tries to keep it in play. Can't, and concedes the throw. Shields, slightly heavy touch, and I think that was a foul throw. You don't see those very often, not at this level.
Well, you'd hope not.
So Belconnen on the front foot again, coming up to the midway point of the first half, 1-1. Rains to Mirages. Maycor. It's McKeskey, I think, dancing through. Chance for a shot from Goran McKeskey, and that was travelling as well, and a good block by Spaseski.
Yep.
And here come Tigers on the break. fierce strike that from McKeskey. Caught that one, Frank.
Yeah, and Goran and his wife celebrated the birth of their first child, I think about a week and a half ago as well. So congratulations to Goran.
10 days old, I was told before kickoff. So he's looking rather sprightly for someone who's got a 10-day-old baby. He's obviously getting a bit of sleep.
I don't think he's getting up at night.
Congratulations to them.
Just interesting, I think Daniel Barrett is finding a bit more space playing in that number 10 role tonight. It really seems to be enjoying that space.
And that was Wells across, and Fofana, rather unnecessarily, I think, just put the shoulder into Dustin Wells. He had him for pace. An opportunity for Wells, or maybe Greenwich, to swing this ball into the penalty area. Yeah,
I'd say left foot Jason Greenwich trying to in-swing it towards Jacob Cole's goal, and again ask a number of questions here of the Cooma defence.
Probably hold up in this wind as we look that way, Frank. It's blowing right in our faces. So this is going to be a chance perhaps to drop this into the danger zone. Some tall timber from the blue-shirted Belconnen in there. Cole will need to be alert. Here it is from Greenwich. Swings that one in. Good free kick. Twice the ball's headed forward and the flag is up for offside.
Yeah, good ball there from Jason. I think you can see that was probably the perfect example of the wind actually holding the ball up. I think we probably
dipped a lot earlier than they thought, didn't it?
Yeah, I think if that gets over that first line, I think that's real danger there for the Tigers.
Cole goes short. Not really utilised the wind in terms of sending it long for people to chase so far. And
yeah, they probably don't have the pace up front that they used to. I mean, if Alex Olorigby was up front tonight, then you might see a few more balls in behind. But with Kalfas and Shields there, I think they're probably looking more to play towards feet.
Well, Olorigby's on the bench, an option for Gabby Wilk. I understand he's had a slight quad injury, which has been causing him some issues over the last couple of weeks, which is why he's not starting tonight.
Yeah, and speaking of local legends, 100 odd goals I think in the NPL. Alex, probably 100 odd clubs as well, but
he's not shy of a goal or two or a club or two.
No, he's not shy, full stop. I think he's
Wells looking for the run of Rains, who almost got in. Good defending by Fofana. Yeah, he's a bit of a showman, Alex Olorigby.
He's a character, isn't he?
We like to watch him play football. Always offers you something when you're watching.
I actually like just seeing him turn up to grounds in different coloured shoes, to be honest.
Different coloured cars on some occasions. He had an odd pair of shoes on the other week. A blue and a red one.
Yeah, it's standard.
He's down there warming up at the moment. We might get to see him in the second half. Some real attacking talent in this Cooma Tigers ranks. Embarrassment of Richards up front.
Yeah, look, even when we played 2 weeks ago at Nijong, we beat them 3-1, but there was a constant threat from Tigers. They've got a lot of good players going forward. Gabby is obviously a very attacking-minded coach, and he's always been like that. So, look, that's his philosophy. That's the way that they've gone about it. It's brought him, some good success over the past few years, and hats off to him. He's stuck to it.
Brought them a grand final win here a few years back, didn't he, with the Stephen Dominici belter?
Yeah, some goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolute screamer. Here's Dahl, pressured by Junner. And there's a little kick out there by Christian Junner.
It's a bit more in that than you might have.
There was, wasn't there? There was a little bit of a swing once the ball had gone out of play, right in front of us. And I think Georgia Girardello saw it. She's having a word with the fullback and a little bit of a calm down. That's good refereeing, I think. There's more to it than the initial challenge, wasn't there?
Be counting yourself a bit lucky, to be honest.
Probably could have seen a card there.
Yeah.
Dahl made no. To be fair to Nick Dahl, didn't make a meal of it, did he? Just got up and got on with it.
Probably didn't even know it happened.
There was no contact. There's Mirage on the overlap. Range chested down to him. Comes back to Maycor. He's quietly gone about his business. Adrian Maycor.
Yeah, huge rat for Adrian. Like I said, I've worked with him for a number of years, and he's always been, one of those boys that would just do what they're told. No fuss. Very neat, very tidy. And it's good to see him getting regular first grade here at Belconnen.
Range goes back to start again to Clements. Swings one forward to Greenwich and beaten in the air by Junner. Chrome's fouled by Dahl. The referee calls that one up, and McKeskey makes sure that his opposite number, Vishafanya, can't take it quickly and earns himself a card for that one, which is, there you go.
Yeah, well, you kick out, you don't get a card, but you stop the ball going forward, and you do. But having said that, I can understand the absolute frustration of Tigers there if they want to play it early and someone's just standing in the way. I think that's just one of those calls, is it?
Yep, calls him up for a silly yellow card, really. Especially the kind of player Goran is. He likes to get stuck in, doesn't he, McKeskey?
I've got a lot of time for Goran. I think he's a great guy, and he's another one of those guys that does sort of fly under the radar a little bit. And I've just seen to get a message there from Ange Constantinu. Hello, Ange, how are you going?
Big Ange, talking to football legends in Canberra.
He's probably on a treadmill somewhere.
You think?
No, I don't actually.
As he sees the treadmill every day at work.
Yeah, he's got pictures on.
Buys some for his club line business.
Again, another legend of Canberra football.
He's sat at home, probably nice and warm, watching the football live on Bar TV Sports. Coming up to half an hour, 1-1.
Probably one of the 30 houses he owns. Yeah.
In his mansion.
Yeah, one of them. Whether he's north side or south side tonight, who knows?
It probably spans both districts.
Yeah.
Here's Dahl. And sent forward by Williams. Good piece of defending by Spaseski.
Yeah, it's brave. I mean, when you got... as good a player Dusty is, he's also a physical presence, and to stand under a ball like that, and with knowing that he's coming, it takes some courage there.
And he's grown into that role this year. Tony Spaseski is a centre back. He's done very well. To be on his toes here, as Wells looks for that flick again and tries to find New Greenwich. There is Spaseski, and Fofana wants to bring it forward. Makel wins it back. Now Wells, runner on the left is Greenwich, and it's going there via Rains. Not quite where he wanted it to go. Here he is again, though. Bundle of energy tonight, Marty Rains.
Yeah, he always has been. He's always been a very busy, very quick, athletic player.
McKeskey finds Maragis.
Dusty's taken up a good spot, far post, if they see it.
Good short instead to Rains, who helped it on its way. Patient build-up from Belconnen, and they've earned themselves a corner. Chance again.
Well, we've gone nearly 15 minutes without a goal, Russ, so I think it's about time again.
Well, Clements is jogging into a dangerous position. He'd like to get his head on this.
Yeah, I'd be keeping an eye on Dusty if I was Tigers.
Floating in and around the penalty spot at the moment. There's the corner coming in. Cole comes, half a punch on it, got some distance, headed back into his own danger area by Vijafanye, and defensively Crome got rid of it. Williams has it for Belconnen.
And happy birthday to Harry Williams today as well.
Well, he'll want to celebrate with a win, and that's a loose pass from Goran McKeskey. Gives possession back to the Tigers. Juno will take the throw, but McKeskey wins it back. That's what you like to see, isn't it? You give the ball away and then goes and wins it back again.
Yeah, he's been busy, Goran.
Well, that holds up in the air. Dahl helps it only as far as Vijafanye. Kalfas. I wouldn't be surprised if he's sizing up this wind, Vijafanye, and he's going to try one.
I think so too. And if you obviously think back to the last time you guys were probably commentating here when Canberra FC were playing Belconnen, I think young Finn probably has a few nightmares about that end of the park as well.
With Thomas Jones cracker. Absolutely spanked that in, didn't he?
Yeah, that was some goal, wasn't it?
But Histanini coming in fields, looking to push and run, but
he had some options there, didn't he? 3 or 4 shirts either side. Chose the wrong one. Rains goes long, it holds up in the wind. Greenwich is chasing. Cole's come for it and got a foot on it. Luckily for him, falls for Vijafanye. There's a good run there from Crime as well. But
Kalfas finds him on the second attempt, and good defending by Williams.
I get the feeling in the second half, I think Tigers will obviously look to go maybe try to get in behind with the wind, bringing that ball back towards them. I think something that Belconnen just tried then, and it created some confusion in the Cooma backline there. Jacob came, Osman came. So that's probably something that they might look at in the second half. It's actually sometimes easier to play into the wind than it is to play with it.
31 minutes gone live on Bar TV Sports. You're listening to myself, Russ Gibbs, and Frank Keisha, Canberra Olympic head coach, commentating on this NPL capital football match. Belconnen United 1, Tigers 1. Belconnen's early lead from Marty Rains in the 4th minute. Nicholas Vigifanier scoring direct from a corner just after the quarter hour mark to bring the Tigers back on terms. Cole looking for Junna. That's a heavy touch, and he concedes a free kick for a rash challenge on Ugrinic in another dangerous position for Belconnen. Haven't quite made the most of these, but Jason Ugrinic had 2 or 3 of these to size up the wind. We'll see if he can find his range with this one.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if they try to get more players towards the front post with that wind blowing straight into Jason there. Mark Shields is taking
Shields, I was going to say, just drops into that position, which is the danger spot, and that's a good ball right into there.
He wins the header.
Shields wins the header. That's good football brain.
Yep.
Whether he did that himself or whether he was called back by his keeper, either way, McKeskey prods it to Dahl, and he's happy to go back to Williams and start again. Moragis, all left-footed, would seem. Good left foot though. Rains. Look to play the ball down the line. Tanini tracked back well. I mean, you'd say players work really hard and they deserve their goal. It seems to be the other way around for Marty Rains. He got his goal, he got his reward for all his hard work before he'd actually done it.
Yeah, well, I mean, he still had to make the run, and there was some ball from Goran. It was actually a very nice goal. Good lead up from Belconnen. Kept possession at the back line. Played it, through Dusty, through Goran, into Marty. Without the ball being touched by Tigers.
And he made the finish look easy, didn't he? It wasn't a straightforward finish. You'd expect a striker of any repute to tackle it away, but he made it look very, very simple. Yeah,
and especially when you have someone like Jacob Cole coming out at you and trying to block the angle. He's an imposing figure, Jacob. Even in the pink suit, but
Belco looking to add to that. Here's Ugrinic chipping it in towards Rains, who won the header. It's going to drop into a danger area, and Cole came. Good defending for Spaseski in the end, and this is the first time we've seen Cole really launch one. Shields is under it, so's Clements, and the Tigers man wins the throw.
Good numbers back from Belconnen quickly.
Fife blue shirts immediately behind the ball.
Yep.
Knowing that the Tigers like a rapid counter. It's Kalfas. Tucked in the corner, 2 shirts around him. Does well to win his side of throw.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see how the coaches use their bench tonight. Ibarra came on against Olympic a couple of weeks ago and really caused a bit of havoc when he came on. As soon as he came on, he created something, they scored, brought it back to 2-1, and it was a constant threat after that. So, and then obviously you got Olarijby there as well. So I'd be interested to see how Gabby plays this.
Bounces into the area. Kalfas looks to win it back. Still there. And a goal kick in the end. And Jerry Ibarra, I understand, had been injured for a couple of weeks, so he's just getting his way back into the side. He's a regular starter. They've got Osman Daramy there as well, defender, and Tony Madafari as well. So plenty of options there. Belconnen's bench, also plenty of good options. Phil Bourgeot, good quality defender. Sammy Whittier, Sam Habtemariam, and Brad Waters.
Yep.
So plenty of good quality on both sides.
And even young Madafari that plays for Tigers, he's got a lot of pace. Definitely someone that Gabby can use if that wind's pushing back into their faces, and they play things long that sort of come back to the strikers.
Well, Spaseski rather will take the free kick and clips that one forward, looking for Kalfas. He's beaten in the air, comfortably so by Clements. Picked up by Makor, and he finds Rains. Barach has made the run ahead of him, but Rains comes in field. McKeskey finds Dahl, nicely done, bit of space for Dahl. Ugrinic helps it around the corner, and Rains from one side of the pitch to the other, and good defending by Junna, tracking back the run and concedes the corner.
Yeah, nice build up there from Belconnen as well. McKeskey involved, Jason involved, Marty Rains busy again.
Yet another set piece though for the Blue Devils, and another opportunity for Ugrinic to try and find a head or a knee or whatever of a Blue Devils player.
Yeah, you probably want to overhit this a little bit with the wind coming back. Keeps on getting cut out first post. That's better.
Goes deep. McKeskey tried to win the header. Makor picks up the pieces on the far post. And here's a chance perhaps.
Here's a break here.
It's Kalfas putting his foot down. He's only got Chrome ahead of him. Run on the other side is Shields, and he tries to slide it through for Shields. Might get there first. He does. Mark Shields swings it into the area and missed into the penalty. A real chance if they square it right. Vijafani on the turn. It hits the post. Comes back out for Tanini. And he can't do anything with it either. Nicholas Vijafani almost made it 2-1. Spin and shot.
Good work, Calfast, to find Shields. Good work, Shields, to get there and get the ball in. And a fresh air shot from Clements by the looks of things. And then Villafania had the opportunity, hit the post. Tanini probably should have put that ball straight back into the box. I think he still had numbers there.
Should Vijafani have helped it on? Calfast was in acres of space, unmarked, to his left.
Yeah, possibly.
But hit the post. You can't really argue with it.
It was 6-yard box or just near the penalty spot. Keeper to beat. So
good spin and unlucky. Warning sign for Belconnen if they overcommit. What might happen at the other end? It's Miragis. McKeskey clips it to Dahl. Good ball down the channel, and Junan reads it. One's happy to concede the throw. It's Nick Dahl, who scored in the grand final.
Yeah, we don't talk about that, Ross.
Yeah. Big Ange. Talking to Big Ange, came for a punch, didn't he? Didn't quite get there.
No.
Good build up this is Ugrinic. Barach fires that one across. And anywhere will do from Colicello. That was a killer goal for you, wasn't it, last year, I think, Frank? Was it right on half-time, that second goal, making your half-time team talk slightly different from 1-0 to 2-0?
Yeah, obviously, and I think we didn't start anywhere near as well as we should have. We don't make excuses. So hats off to Belconnen. They took their opportunities, outplayed us definitely in that 45, and we were just chasing the game after that.
Wells finds McKeskey. Miragis again looks to chip it in. Coles should have this comfortably covered, and he'll distribute straight to Crome, who's got half of McKellar Park to run into here. Slides the ball early towards Calfas, who's made a good run in behind Dahl, and then his touch rather lets him down.
He made the most of the pass by getting there first, and then probably did the hard stuff, and then the more simple was the first touch to take away from the sideline, and obviously mishit it, but probably released that ball a little bit early. Crome, he could have actually drawn Dahl and then released Calfas.
Yeah, probably could have taken another couple of strides with the ball. It's looped forwards. Tanini's under it. Break is away. Miragis slides it down the line for Wells.
Good numbers, Belconnen.
Pops it back to Miragis.
Daniel Barach, far post, I think.
Here's Ugrinic. Little 1-2, Jason Ugrinic into the penalty area, goes down to the challenge, but good challenge as well from Keita.
Very good challenge there. Jason was in, one-on-one with the keeper, and now they've released Shields again down that right-hand side.
Here goes Shields. Wins the throw. Bit of a frog in my throat there, Frank. Choking away.
Very good tackle though from Michael Keita. Like any mistiming in that challenge, and we're at the spot, I think.
Absolutely, it was a perfectly timed challenge. As Jason Ugrinic looked dangerous coming in on that 1-2.
Yep.
Keita's at the other end now, taking the throw. Tanini looks to go back to Keita. Tries to force the ball through, and he's done quite well there. And defensively, Clements has to come across to tidy up, and that's a decent clearance as well. And off come Belconnen. Ugrinic is on this near side, and that's where it went, and he's got it. And Chrome's back with him. Falls for Ugrinic, so onto that left foot. It might open up for Jason Ugrinic, who fires one goalwards, and it drifts just wide of goal.
Yeah, I think Dusty might have a bit of a word there. If he plays Dusty in, he's one-on-one with Jacob, and especially into the wind, it would have been hard for Jason to actually get real purchase on that shot and test Jacob. But yeah, I think Dusty was arriving with a very well-timed run.
Only one goal this season for Jason Ugrinic. He got 20 plus last year. It's been a bit leaner for him this time round.
Yeah, I think he's probably missed a couple of games. I know he missed at least one through suspension and maybe carrying a few injuries and stuff, but I think...
Here he goes at the moment, Frank. Sorry to cut in. Here is Ugrinic looking to add to that tally. Cutting inside, and that's good defending again by Crome chasing him back. Shields turning, Vijafanya rather, turning in the middle of the park. Challenged by Ugrinic. Sorry to cut you off there.
No, and naturally the goal he scored was against Olympic, so
of course it was. Here's Juna.
And it was some goal as well, just quietly. And
breaks for Calfas, flag goes up. Good hit, was it?
Yeah, it was a bomb. Yeah, absolute bomb.
That was in round 4. Scored straight at the stroke of half-time, and Daniel Barrett got the other in a 3-2 loss for Canberra Olympic. Talking about...
3-2 win.
3-2 win, sorry, for Canberra Olympic, I should say. 3-2 loss for Belconnen.
Take it easy, mate.
Yeah, talking about Wellington Western before kick-off, I was saying about the results being returned around. The happiest person in Canberra outside of Wellington Western is Robbie Catanach, because his header, which he doesn't get many of, suddenly counts.
Oh, that was it. I think Robbie can... that was all he was worried about. Yeah, he's happy that the results got turned around, just so his header can stand. Now he's got a full complement.
Here they come. Here's Ugrinic in the penalty area and wins his team a corner. Doesn't get many headers, does he, Robbie?
No, look, he was looking to add to his portfolio this season, so he had to make at least one tackle and one header, so he's done that. And so
has he made a tackle yet?
He did one at training. So
training, does that count?
I think so.
Okay. You'll give him that one. Kick it off.
He'll take it.
Corner for Belconnen, 3 minutes or so to half-time, right in front of the scoreboard there. Swung in towards the near post and ducking underneath it in the penalty area was Clements, didn't get anything on it, and here comes Tanini. Chooses to go to Calfas.
Seems to be a lot of space down the Tigers' left-hand side when they break.
They're not using it very often though, are they? They seem to be cutting back on themselves on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Maybe there's no one calling out there, I don't know.
Surprising, because Gabby's out here.
Yeah, Martin Chrome's got acres of space again. You might not be able to see it out of your picture at the moment, but on this left-hand side. As it is, Belconnen have the ball. Keita concedes the free kick. And as we close in on half-time, 2 goals in the first half. And a chance perhaps for Belconnen to end the half on a high. A couple of results from this morning. NPL 18, Belconnen with 9 men beat Tigers 4-2 in the NPL 18s. 2 send-offs in that game, and in the NPL 20s, Belconnen 0, Tigers 0, and Belconnen missed a penalty in that one as well. Good save from the Tigers keeper.
Yeah, a lot of good young players, especially those 2 clubs at the 18s and 20s age group. The Belconnen traditionally very strong. I don't know, Tigers, under Leonard Ferrazzi as the technical director.
Chance in the penalty area for Balach, twisting and turning. It's going to fall for Ugrinic, who places it, it's deflected and it's in. Jason Ugrinic, who we were saying has only scored 1 goal all season. We've teed him up, and I think it must have taken a deflection somewhere along the way, because Cole was wrong-footed and Belconnen are in front just before half-time.
Yeah, really well taken goal there from Jason. Didn't try to knock the cover off the ball, just basically passed it as hard as he could into the net, and very difficult for the goalkeepers when it's played that hard and that low to stop that ball going in. And if there was a deflection, it's near impossible.
He must have taken some sort of nick, I think, because it seemed to go back into the middle of the goal, unless Cole's misread the situation entirely. But take nothing away from Jason Ugrinic, as you said. Has got the ability to finish and finished well. 2nd of the season for him. And Belconnen have their lead back. Now, is there time in the remaining 30 seconds plus whatever they add on for stoppages, the officials, for Tigers to get back in? Here's Juna.
I'm talking about coach killers. I mean, that goal just before half-time would obviously change Gabby's whole approach to the second half now, and even Yuli now. He's in a new situation where instead of talking about playing with the wind and being level, they're 1-0 up now, 1 goal up now. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes.
Yeah, 2-1. Another chat for Juna by Giorgio Girardello. I think he's probably on his last warning. Here he is challenging with Ugrinic, and it was one in front of them by Crome. Shields, nice turn, looking for Calfas to bulldoze his way through, but Belconnen come away with it. Balach turning, runs into trouble. Colacello's there, and Dahl just says anywhere will do at this stage. Into time added on for stoppages at the end of the first half.
And even with the goal, you might have even been forgiven to think that chance had missed, because not missed but gone when Daniel Barrett had the opportunity to strike first time. Cooma looked like they probably cleared their lines, but to fall to Jason and take the goal so well, I think Jason only scores when I watch.
You say, to be honest, as you said, people snatch at those opportunities, but he didn't hit it too hard. He just picked his spot.
Yep. No.
And then if he did get a nick, either way, he probably deserved it for the accuracy of his effort in the first place. It may well have gone in either way.
100%. He's taken that goal very, very well.
Here he is. Finds Makor. who I've been quietly impressed with. Just trotting around in the middle of the park, and referee George Girardello says that'll do for the first half, and it's been an entertaining one, Frank. We've seen 3 goals, we've seen plenty of action at either end, and the hope is that there'll be plenty more in the second half and probably more goals.
Yeah, look, I think anyone tuning in for the second half will be anticipating more goals in this game. I think you can start seeing there's just a bit of fire coming into the game as well. I think you probably anticipate maybe a few cards coming out as well in the second half. So, look, it'll be interesting to see how these coaches approach this next 45 minutes. If there are any changes, that Tigers bench is loaded with goal-scoring players. So we'll see how that pans out.
Well, thanks for your coming in the first half, Frank. We'll be back for the second half, and I think what we can guarantee in the second half is, I think, more goals and probably more text messages from Canberra Olympic players to Frank Keisha for a shout-out on Bar TV Sports. It's half-time here at Michaela Park. A goal from Marty Rains early on gave Belconnen the lead. Nicholas Viciafania equalised directly from the corner, but a minute before the break, Jason Ugrinich puts Belconnen in front, and at the break it's Belconnen 2, Tigers 1. Welcome back to McKellar Park for this NPL capital football match between Belconnen United and Tigers FC. I'm Russ Gibbs, your commentator. Join me for the second half, as he did in the first, is Canberra Olympic head coach Frank Kacher. And Frank, we talked about it before half time. We've seen 3 goals in the first half, and there's no reason to think that we won't be getting a lot more.
Yeah, look, I'm sure we'll see more goals in the second half. And yeah, I mean, look, both sides are being pretty attacking minded. So look, I think both sides going for top 4 positions and trying to, establish themselves, in and around that top 4. Will be putting their foot down on the pedal and seeing how much they can get ahead of.
Belconnen United will line up in the second half. Durack in goal, Mirages, Clements, Williams, Dahl across the back, Makor and McKeskey in the midfield, and then in front of those 2 front 3 of Rains, Barach and Ugrinich, with Wells as a 9. But we've seen quite a lot of movement in and around as we expected.
Yeah, I think especially Dusty and Daniel Barach have been swapping around a fair bit, and Marty's been predominantly on the left-hand side with Jason on the right, so he can cut in to his left foot. So they're pretty standard up front there.
Tigers, for their part, Cole in goal, Junas, Paseski, Fofana and Keita across the back, Chrome, Colicello, Vigifania, their goal scorer, and Tonini, Shields and Kalfas, the front 2. Will we expect a bit more, do you think, from them as an attacking force, or have you been a bit disappointed with what you've seen from them as an attacking force, or have the conditions played a part?
Look, I think they got a level of momentum once they got the equaliser, and they had a period there of about sort of 10-15 minutes where, they looked more likely to get ahead than Belconnen, and then whether it was a break in concentration or just, I don't know what it was, but, a free kick just before half-time that allowed the ball to bounce in the box, came out to Jason Ugrinich, who slotted away the goal to put them in the lead.
Well, it's Tigers in the yellow shirts, black shorts and black socks attacking the goal to our right, who get us underway in this second half. They equalised through Vigifanye's corner after Rains had given Belconnen a very early lead, only for Jason Ugrinich's goal on the stroke of half-time to restore the Blue Devils' advantage. And big match for both these sides. Looking at the league table, a win puts either of them in the top 4.
Yeah, absolutely, and you're talking about 2 teams that traditionally were fighting out finals and in our Premier League. So I mean, there's a lot on the line here.
Rains goes back to Clements, who hoiks that one forward. I don't think Isaac Clements would have been thanking Marty Rains for the no-look pass.
It's probably a bit interesting as well, Russ. I think the wind's actually died down over that half-time period.
Yeah, it does seem to have, doesn't it? The flags aren't as bad. There's not so much blowing across our face.
Yeah, which is
nice.
Which is nice.
So Durack has it, drop kicks it deep into Tigers territory. Barach was under it. It's going to fall for Rains though, and Keita's come across to challenge him. Rains keeps it in. Here's Barach looking to take on his marker. Lost out, and Tonini concedes the throw.
Gee, could have given away a free kick there too, actually.
Makor, McKeskey, Dahl outside him, Ugrinich looking to get it on that left foot again. Barach looks for Rains and almost nodded it into the path of Makor. Nice build up again. Juna clears. Early danger signs for Belconnen.
Yeah, very timely interception there.
Good move again though.
Yep. I think Yuli be delighted with what he's seen in the first 40 odd minutes here at Belconnen.
Dahl swings it in. It's deflected. They've all missed it, and it was Keita who knocked it into the path of Fofana, who swings it away. Shields looks to hold it up. Does well to get the Tigers on the front foot. Dangerous looking ball out from Dahl. Colicello goes back to Spaseski, and Juna completes the clearance. Shields, they've given it away, and Makor slides a ball forward and the whistle's gone. Be a free kick for a late challenger on Mark Shields. 4 goals this season for Shields.
Yeah, and just a tireless worker, Mark Shields. Been around the traps for a number of years now. Notable goal scorer for whatever club he's played at, and just one of those guys that will always add value to any club that he's at.
Had a few clubs himself, hasn't he? Tuggeranong, Monero, Olympic.
Yep.
And Tigers. There he is looking to challenge, beaten in the air.
Yeah, I think if you ever wanted to describe an honest footballer, I think you'd probably look at Mark Shields. He's just he gives everything he's got, leaves it all out in the field, tries to lift the performance of the players around him. And generally, just a very good guy.
Junna. Here come the Blue Devils. Chipping forward and easily read by Fofana. I emceed his wedding, Frank, Mark Shield's wedding. There you go.
There you go.
That's how good a guy he is. Wells into the area, good challenge by Fofana. Got enough on the ball, or did he get anything on the ball? Well, the goal kick's been given.
He must have got something, I think. And Dusty, very clever nutmeg on Osman there, but probably go back a couple of steps where Tanini's lost the ball here to young Lucas Morales. So, yeah, I mean, Kuma seem to have a bit of a problem sort of playing out at the moment.
They're giving the goal kick as well, Frank, so clearly didn't get anything on the ball. So
unless he's kicked there.
Unless he kicked into Wells, yeah. But Girardello was right on the spot.
Yeah, again, the Tigers have got this issue trying to play out when they're... And Belconnen have beaten them again.
Yeah, Tonini's turned it over this time. Makor under the challenge from Colicello. Reigns tight to the touchline. And it's a upshot is a Tigers throw. Long ball up the line and flicked on by Shields. Kalfas can't get it though, and Mirage just tidies up, and Williams happy to go all the way back to Durack. He'll probably be happier that the wind's dropped. Made a great save in the first 10 minutes or so, remember?
Absolutely, with his face.
Yep. Doesn't matter how you keep it out, I guess. Kalfas will nudge to get Clements out of the way, who won it on the floor. Good piece of defending. I don't know whether if that was premeditated by Clements. That was outstanding.
Well, I don't know why Nicholas has actually stopped and tried to help him up when the ball was there to be won. He's got Isaac down on the ground.
Clements won the ball on the floor.
Yeah. Now it'll be interesting to see if Kuma try to play out again or if they go a bit longer this time.
Just to reconfirm it for those of you that might just be tuning in, earlier today, Gungali United 3, Monero Panthers 1. A couple of goals from Thomas Muller there, and can't read my own notes.
And
Gaspari, that's right, and Sam Smith for Monero.
Yep.
And Woden Western 4, River Arena Rhinos 1. Bit of conjecture about who scored for Woden Western, but we think it was a Lady Inkika Hines, Martin Deng with a couple, and Michael Adams.
Yeah, and Woden are flying. Ray Castro's done a very good job there this season. I'm sure they've far exceeded their expectations so far this year.
And we did the game where they played against you at Melrose, and boy, they like to break quick, don't they? They're those six forwards, and when they turn the ball over, off they go.
Yep, and their bench is up with them.
And here's your Greenwich. They certainly are, and all their supporters as well. It's good to see that. They get super excited when they turn the ball over, and look, more often than not, they're getting an end product out of it at the moment.
Yeah, and obviously they've got a game plan, they're sticking to it, and it's been successful because they've knocked off a number of teams that probably would have fancied themselves to beat Woden based on previous season's results, but I mean, full credit to them, they've done a really good job.
Well, they'll be in action this week. At the moment, they're scheduled for Tuesday. FFA Cup semi-final against Gungahlin United, venue to be confirmed. Come back to that in a minute as Mukeski looks to curl one, and it's just gone wide of the post from Goran Mukeski. And then on the weekend they play Tigers FC, so maybe they're watching Woden Western with a bit of interest here.
Well, I'll keep on saying nice things about them in case they're watching.
For your point of view, Frank, next weekend, nice easy one for you, Canberra FC away.
Yeah, just one of those small games that Olympic like to play in. No, it's a big game for us. Obviously, we're a game behind Canberra FC at the moment, I mean, obviously, that's a big game for us. And Canberra FC have got a big game tomorrow against Tuggeranong, who are on the same points as us as well, in equal second. Yeah,
it's a big couple of weeks in the NPL. Haven't seen the fixture list for next weekend, but I'm assuming Canberra FC, Canberra Olympic might be up on the list of games that Bar TV will be covering.
Yeah, I doubt I'll be able to do the commentary next week, mate.
From the touchline.
I doubt you'd actually want to hear what I'm saying.
We might mic you up, mate.
You probably don't tonight, to be honest. But
here's Keita. The other FFA Cup semi-final, of course, on Thursday this week. Belconnen play Canberra FC at Deakin Stadium. We'll be there for that one, for sure. Still a bit of conjecture whether or not we'll be covering the other one. We'll wait and see when that will be. David Jordan and the team at Capital Football will figure out a venue and let us know.
DJ's all over it, apparently.
He's in the box there. Nice and warm. Toasty evening for him. Keita, lovely touch. And then brings that under control to Colicello. Vijay Fanier. Keita again. So I'd like to see him a bit further forward. The swaps pass with Tonini. Now Kalfas has got goal side here of Mirages. Can he deliver? Ball into the penalty area, and Durack had to be aware.
Yeah, and good hands to hold on to that ball as well, and not fumble it for any oncoming strikers.
Now the movement on the Tigers bench here out of shot at the moment as Fofana brings that down. Cody Nash is stripped off, the goalkeeper, and whether he's just warming up because he's cold or he's got his gloves on though, and whether there's any change imminent.
Yeah, I mean,
he might just be warming up because it's a cold evening, but it seems unusual.
Oh, well, I wouldn't be doing it, that's for sure. There's no way I'd be in shorts and socks and
Alex Olarigby's got his tracksuit off as well, as has Jeremiah Sabara. So changes coming for Tigers FC very shortly.
And that would be unfortunate for Gabby if it is a forced change with his goalkeeper and Jacob. I mean, obviously you're losing a lot of quality just with Jacob if he's not available, but you're also sort of limiting yourself down to one of the subs that you don't really want to be using.
Yeah, they're warming him up as well, so that may be a change coming shortly. Barac wins the header, falls for Spaseski.
There's no apparent injury there from Jacob by the looks of things.
Doesn't seem to be, does it? Doesn't seem to be in any trouble. McKeskey.
Maybe it's a way of Gabby sending a message to Jacob.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's all mind games. Here's Rains looking to find his way through.
I don't know how that would go if I did it with Ange. He probably wouldn't even notice, to be honest.
He'd be in the canteen. One of my favourite Constantini stories, that one when he was a substitute goalkeeper. Someone got injured, they were looking for him and he was in the canteen having a souvlaki.
Well, you got a Barra there and Olarigby.
Yeah, they're both about to come on, so changes for the Tigers next time the ball goes out of play. Here's Mirages looking to chip that one round the corner, but Fofana's got it.
And Osman Fofana's really built into this game.
Yeah, off he goes. Vijafania looking to flick it over Makor, who stood his ground. McKeskey treads on the ball, and that's a little bit unfortunate. Anyway, here we go. Changes. Ibarra first. Who are we going to see hit replace? And Olarigby coming on as well. Wouldn't be surprised if it's Shields that makes way for Olarigby.
Yeah, Kalfas is looking over this way.
He's looking nervously to the touchline, isn't he? Like, I don't want to come off, boss.
Tonini.
So Tonini's coming off for Ibarra.
And it looks like Chrome is making his way. Oh no, it's Shields.
It is Shields for Olarigby. That's a like for like.
Not happy, Shieldsy.
No, it doesn't want to come off, I don't think. He's probably done enough to stay on as well. And Olarigby will jog into that spot, though. He'll offer a different kind of challenge to Williams and Clements, a lot more pace.
Yeah, look, I don't think he's as quick as he used to be. I mean, you go back 3 or 4 seasons.
He was rapid then, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was lightning. You could basically, if he got him behind, it was sort of shut the gate and hope your keeper sort of kept you in it.
Makor swings that free kick in. It's going to bounce all the way through, and nobody got a touch on it. And holding his head in his hands, I think there's that Clements who was up there for the corner. Was a touch away. But yeah, when he first burst on the scene with Woden Weston, I think it was it? Yeah, and he was just absolute lightning back then.
Yeah.
Still got a bit of pace about him, but has been suffered for a fair few injuries over the last couple of years.
Yeah, and I think we'll see how it goes, but he plays off the shoulder. He tends to get himself offside probably more often than Gabby would like. But
here come Belco. Sorry, Frank. Here's a chance on the left foot, and there's a beautiful save, low and hard, tipping the ball around the post.
Yeah,
Jacob Cole.
Yeah, if I was the other goalkeeper, I'd be probably sitting down right now.
He's taking his gloves off, to be fair,
and he's off to the canteen. No, he's not there.
But that was a good hit. Was it? Was that Mirages who cut inside? I'm not sure who it was.
I think it was Marty Rains.
Was it Marty Rains?
Yep.
Great save from Cole, down low to his left to push that round the post. Corner kick swung into the area. Clements is up there, wins it, but that's going to be harmless. So if there is anything wrong, and Cole's got his hand in the air again, he's just looking for a ball.
No, he's looking for a ball.
That's okay. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on this because Nash is still warming up. And he's off down the corner now.
Maybe it's a masterstroke from Gabby.
Well, it's a great save, wasn't it? Frank's writing that one down in his notebook, and you'll be keeping an eye out for that next week. Cole thumps that one up towards halfway. Kalfas looks to win it. Well won in the air, though, by Makor. Drops with Spaseski.
And this is an interesting period now for Belconnen. They've had the ascendancy, so they really need to get themselves on the board. If they can get that second, that 2-goal buffer, you'd almost back them in. But now, if they've had the ascendancy and the momentum and the territorial advantage for a number of minutes now, they really need to put something on the board. Otherwise, they're really opening themselves up to that sucker punch from Tigers.
Well, the flag was up. Adam Powell's in this near side had flagged Alex Rugby, I believe, and Finn Jurek will take the free kick.
And this is what we were talking about before with Alex. He's going to be playing as close to the mark off the shoulder as he can. And if it pays off, he gets in behind very, very quickly. But you do see that offside flag come up a lot of the time.
Was a free kick. Rain's been down in the initial challenge, and Wells second time round, and that's the one that's been given. Yeah,
and now that Jason's not hitting the ball into the wind, it'd be interesting to see how he goes. But the wind has died down, but I still think it's the way Jason's sort of looking at this. He might have been lining. Yeah,
might be lining up a shot from here. This is, what would this be, 35 metres or so? It's a fair old way out for you, Greenwich. We've seen what he's got when he places one with his left foot. Has he got a bit of power behind this one? It's you, Greenwich. Dipping, always going over the crossbar though. Ambitious effort though, and that's good to see his confidence back up. That goal obviously on the stroke of half time.
Yep,
giving him a bit of belief. That one didn't trouble Jacob Cole though, who looks to be carrying on quite comfortably.
And young Cody there, the reserve keeper, has sat back down with the jacket on, so
job done.
He's made the save now and kept them in the game.
Barach wins it. Maycore looks to send it down the line, but Juna's there. Look to play that forward. Chrome left it for him, and Dahl sends it back into the space where it was before. Here's a chance perhaps for Belconnen. Greenwich onto that left foot looking for the shot, but it's been charged down. Kalfas can't get it under control, but scrappy in the middle of the park, and that's almost a pass finding Wells, and it's going to find him eventually via Keita, who didn't quite mean that. Fofana tidies up for them.
Isaac Clements really imposing himself on that contest between him and Kalfas now.
That was the first touch for Ibarra. Here he is again. Heavy, and Mirage sends it forward, and chance for Belconnen here. 3-on-2 if they can win the ball, but Fofana, as he's done for most of the day, has defended well. And Cole can bring it clear now. Have Tigers got something to offer us? 15 minutes into the second half. Chrome looking to go past his man. Juna looking for Ola Rigby. Well won by Mirages. And there's a coming together between Rains and Keita, and the free kick awarded to Marty Rains.
Tough one, isn't it? I mean, that's a 50-50 challenge. I mean, I know Marty's probably got the rough end of the deal there as far as the challenge, but I don't think Michael Keita actually did anything too wrong there.
One of those comings together. That one's a bit short, and Jurek had to be aware. And in the end, that's a heck of a ball. Mirage's Rains chasing around the back with Fofana, and the free kick against Rains on this occasion.
Oh,
you win some, you lose some.
Exactly what I was going to say. Just back on that clearance there from Finn. Finn's always been very, very good with his feet, and apart from his shot-stopping ability, that's one of the real attributes that Finn's got, and it's one of the things that really makes him stand out from the rest of the crowd. And this is a very interesting substitution here.
There's Brad Waters coming on into the middle of the park for Adrian Maycore, who has been very, very good today.
Yeah, and he's really been holding that centre of the park, very, very steady for Belconnen. So, unless, I'm not sure that would be a tactical one. I'm just wondering whether Adrian's carrying an injury or something there, because I thought he was one of the better players on the park.
He's going to head down the tunnel in a minute and get a nice warm shower, use all the hot water up. Looking for Chrome on the halfway line, and Vijafanye stayed down again, clutching his hip. This time that's a ball forward for Ola Rigby to chase. He's not going to get that though, but he does enough to put the pressure on to win his team a throw. In fact, it's come off his shin.
That's good defending there from young Harry Williams.
Yeah, excellent piece of defending from Williams. Sam Habtamarian's off for a jog down the touchline.
Yep.
Well, Vijafanye is still down in the middle, or two Tigers players down now. Not sure who this is. Vijafanye is still down on this near side. Who's that down on the other side of the centre circle there, Frank? Can you see? Clutch of bodies in the way.
It's Chrome.
It could well be.
I think
it is.
He seemed to slip when he played that last ball, whether he's rolled his ankle or something like that.
Vijafanye is there talking to George Girardello. I think he's showing her the studs on his side.
About the hip,
yeah,
hip area. But I think that was an accident.
I was going to say, it looks like an accident from where we were. And it is Chrome.
Yep.
We've got Matafari and Daramy that could come on. Or maybe Cody Nash, I don't know. Can he play midfield?
I don't know. He's warming up for a reason. So.
We might have a change. It looks like Matafari is going to come on for Chrome.
And you'll find that young Matafari is very, very quick. He's probably a little bit unknown as far as most people in and around the city at the NPL level. I know he's played a lot of 20s. But yeah, he's got some real toe about him.
Scored 1 goal this season, scored in the round 5 3-0 win over Monero Panthers, Tony Matafari. So he'll be looking to add to that tally and get his team back into this one. It's gone off the ball slightly in the last 5 minutes or so. Straight down the tunnel for Martin Chrome. Can be pretty pleased with what he's showed us in the first 60 minutes or so.
Yeah, look, for a young player, getting 60 minutes and a start, and getting regular starts is obviously going to lend to his development. So, Gabby's obviously blooding some young guys here and trying to develop them and look to the future as well. So, it's a big benefit to the club.
It's Fafana looking to lift that one forward. Kaufas is there. Well, I guaranteed us goals and more text messages in the second half, and we haven't had either of those yet, have we?
I don't know. I haven't checked my phone.
Haven't checked your phone. See if anyone's been sending in some messages.
Oh no, we've got a few.
Feel free to send in some messages if you want a shout out on Bar TV Sports on a cold night.
Yeah,
who have you got there?
Ollie and Ange.
Ollie and Ange.
It's obviously the two guys that are at home with their partners or wives.
I thought Ollie was out on a family dinner.
He is.
He's sneaking in a bit of viewing.
Yeah, Mr. Jim to you himself. He's out and about with his family and. He asked me to give him a rap and then didn't even listen. So,
that's standard.
Apparently he's listening now.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
It finished his dinner. Nipped to the bar for some dessert wine and watching the football instead. Here's Vijay Fanier.
Ollie wears actually 2 hats at Olympic. He's actually our strength and conditioning coach as well. So he runs a Monday night session. So, look, we're actually quite reliant on him to do a lot of that sort of stuff for us as far as the nutrition stuff goes.
Junna's ball in, almost found his way through to Kaufas. Reigns goes down under the challenge, wins a free kick. And what did Big Ange have to say for himself?
I still think he's just counting up his 30 houses just to see if he's actually got more than that.
Busy checking his real estate portfolio.
Yeah, I think he probably thinks we've cut him a bit short.
Taxman's listening. Here's Vijay Fanier. Loses out in midfield now. Greenwich, can he spring a Blue Devils counter-attack? Wells comes to this near side to Reigns. Willing outlet as always, Marty Reigns. Muragis looks to come inside Ibarra, but Ibarra has seen that before and uses all of the experience to send the Tigers on their way. Colacello. Vijay Fanier seems to have recovered from that knock. And Keita cleverly lets that one roll past him.
Bit lazy though from the Tigers' defence. They're just walking out. We've got 25 odd minutes to go. Here's your chance. Your season's on the line here, lads. So be interested to see how they attack this next 25 minutes.
If they do lose today, Belconnen United will go up to 10 points and the Tigers will be on 6. And it might not sound a huge gap, but in the way the season's gone this year, that could be enough to keep them out of finals. Well,
it's a short season. There's only 9 teams in the competition, so you're playing 16 rounds. Even ourselves, we lost our first game of the season, and we've been playing catch up ever since then. So even with 5 straight wins, you still got a very tall mountain to climb to catch a team that's won 6 straight.
Especially with the form that Canberra FC in, showing no signs of slowing down. Looking for a double. They're in cup action on Thursday. They knocked you guys out, didn't they? 2-0 at Deakin Stadium in a real clash of the heavyweights. We'll talk about that in a minute because Dustin Wells is lining this one up and he might chip to the far post, but he may well pop this a goal.
Daniel Barrett, I reckon.
Swings it in and it's always too close to Cole. Yeah. That game could have gone either way, that one cut match there, Frank, and a couple of late goals.
Yeah, 10 minutes ago, 0-0, we give away a penalty. And then obviously we're chasing the game and sucker punch 94th minute, but full credit to Deakin. They've been proven as a benchmark so far this season, but like we said, we're 1 game behind them and we haven't given up the chase, and I'm sure Tuggeranong haven't either. And now that Marcel's got Gungahlin firing, and I think you'll see that then that they're one of the sides that will really be challenging as well if they can make it to the top 4. And then obviously we've been talking about Woden and the big week that they've had with the results being overturned, so they're in the top 4 and in the final 4 of the Fed Cup, so there's no discounting them either.
The Fed Cup, That's something I haven't heard for a while. Yeah.
Well, that's what it is.
It is the old Federation Cup. That's what they win.
Yeah, well, that's
what you win, isn't it? The Federation Cup, which doubles as the FFA Cup qualifiers now in Canberra.
That's right.
Frank knows all about winning that, having done so on a couple of occasions. Here's a chance for the Tigers. Junna bringing it forwards. Olorigbe outside him. Alex Olorigbe into the penalty area, still going. Forwards for Vijafanye, swings it to Ibarra. Now, have the Tigers got an end product? Kalfas look for the 1-2, and it didn't come off. Finn Durack was there, and Ibarra didn't read the intention from Kalfas. Keita tries to win it back straight away, and does. Bounces off him, and off goes Kalfas, and Durack needed to be sharp to come and get that one.
Russ, I've been told by Chris Webb we need to keep the noise down a bit. He's trying to watch a game.
Chris Webb. Chris Webb instrumental behind getting Woden Western their points back.
Yeah, I
understand he's the only one in the whole of Canberra that understands how the PPS works.
Webby and I have a lot of discussions about that.
He's all over it, Chris Webb. Not only that, he is the most knowledgeable Capital League person in the world. Knows all about Capital League football as well. Yeah. If you're interested in Capital League football, drop us a message and we'll send you his number. Here's Keita. Goes back to Spaseski. Miragis just sends it up into the air, and Vijafanya can pick it up in the centre circle and start Kuma on their latest attack.
It's good numbers.
It's great ball into the near side. Ibarra brings it down, but it bounced off his shoulder rather than his chest, and Belconnen can clear. But it's building. You can sense something coming here from the Yellows.
Yeah, and I think, Jerry Ibarra is one of those guys that does have an impact when he comes on the park. And he's had an impact since he's come on this game. So, having said that, young Lucas, who's played left back for Belconnen today, he should be really happy with the performance he's put in so far. He's obviously up against a couple of good, seasoned first graders, and it's probably a role that he might not have been anticipating a few weeks ago, but he's done a very good job.
Brilliant ball from Fafana out wide.
And Clements.
That was Madafari looking to take on the fullback, and Clements was it Dahl, wasn't it?
Nick Dahl.
Dahl held him up. Madafari looking to use his pace.
Marty Rains out wide here.
Here come Belconnen with Wells. Looking for Rains. Pulled away from his marker. Got a bit of space. Ball runs away from him though. Here he is, Rains. Early ball into the area. Greenwich. Comes back into midfield to Waters. Dahl. Wells goes for goal from distance and didn't get enough elevation to trouble Jacob Cole, who gets us right back on the way again to Ibarra. Vijafanye. Keita. Ibarra in a tight spot. Finds Keita. Blue shirts pressing well. And Clements gets rid of it. Nice work there from Belconnen, especially defensively, seeing your front players put that effort in, Frank.
Yeah, and this is probably where, if Peter or Marco are watching it, they're probably feeling, a lot of this work has probably been done by them previously to actually get into this stage. And this is where you feel as a coach where, you've obviously worked hard, you've got them to a certain level. Things probably haven't gone their way, and now someone else has taken up the position, and they're probably looking at it thinking, what if?
So it always happens, doesn't it? It seems to. Here's Vijafanye looking to lift that ball into the area. Here's Ibarra, peels away, goes for the first time volley. I think he was trying to knock that in towards Olorigbe, didn't quite come off. Yeah. And it's Belconnen's turn to get away quickly with Rains, and that's a lovely ball. Sweeping pass out wide, and there's no flag here. And a chance for Belconnen into the penalty area. Runners left and right. Still, and he could have pulled it back to Wells. Was it Greenwich? Chose the wrong option.
Yeah, I know Gabby
wins a corner.
Yeah, Gabby's blown up about the offside, but he was nowhere near offside. That ball was played, and Jason was away 3-on-2, and probably should have made more of that.
Well, Wells was peeling away, looking for it. He'll look to make up for it from the set piece. Swings that one in. No marking for Barat. Was that Barat you got in?
I think so.
And nobody near him.
Was it Waters or Barrett?
I think it was Barrett who ran across. It was. And no one near him. A real chance for someone of his quality.
Yeah, and the game's really opening up now.
Clements. Ambitious from Isaac Clements.
Yep.
And here's Madafari. Feels very open. Off he goes. Shows too much of it. And Miragis can turn and finds Waters, who helps it on his way. Barrett again. And Waters nicely worked wide to Dahl. thought about the cross and instead comes back to McKeskey. He'll get it back for a third time. And happy to keep the ball, Barrett and McKeskey.
There's a big moment for Yuli as well now. Yuli De Silva is first-time coach at Belconnen. You know, he's 15 minutes away from his first win.
Mirage just finds Wells. Dustin Wells bursting into the area, and Fofana sticks out a foot and wins it, and off he goes. Finds Kalfas. Look to give it back again. Ibarra's in there. Now it's going to fall here for Vijafanye. On his touch let him down.
He played a first-time ball in. Osman was in behind there.
Waters instead has it and plays it off the referee. And Vijafanye tried the first-time ball that he should have played a couple of seconds ago. And I think Giorgio Girardello is probably a little relieved. Great touch though.
Yeah.
Lovely 1-2.
Hasn't been many of those in this game, so.
McKeskey finds Barach.
You can see Dusty starting to get a bit more space as well up front. That's danger signs for Tigers.
Here he is, playing the 1-2. Wells into Greenwich. Back to Wells again. Tries his luck, but cut across the ball too much.
Yeah, they do well to close down Dusty's space in a big hurry, I think, back here at Tigers.
Well, still 15 minutes to go, Frank. Live on Bar TV Sports, NPL football. Belconnen United leading Cooma Tigers by 2-1. All the 3 goals in the first half.
Yeah, and I think you'll just find that the wind's starting to pick up again, Russ, as well. So this will be another element to the last 15 minutes that will probably bring some more mistakes and some other things that will happen in this game.
Yeah, wind's picked up, temperatures dropped.
I don't think it can drop any further.
I don't know, it's pretty cold.
I can't feel my hands.
Hopefully it doesn't. Need to bring some gloves, mate. Rookie error. When is your debut in the commentary box?
Well, they told me press box, you know, not sitting out on some scaffolding.
Out in the open here. It's always out in the open. Throw in Takuma. 15 minutes, as I said, to go. Keita to take. Ibarra finds Keita. Good challenge by Rains. And Ibarra slides in there, and he's going to pick himself up a yellow card. Mistime challenge. Nothing more than that.
Yeah, the arm on the shoulder wasn't well received though.
Yeah, I think it was Rains was not happy, but I don't think that was malicious. I think he was just after the ball and didn't get anywhere near it.
Yeah, oh, okay. I'll use that one time.
I use it all the time, mate.
It wasn't malicious. Just
I didn't mean it.
Just nowhere near the ball.
Wasn't quick enough to get there. I mean, Rains was always winning the ball, wasn't he? And just toe-ended it away, and the yellow card was a formality after that.
Yep.
Mirage just chips it forward. Colacello half wins it. A little nudge in the back of Keita. No, says the referee. And Keita goes back through Rains in retaliation and concedes a free kick. And Vijafanye wants to have a word.
Yeah, ill discipline, though, from young Keita there. I know he probably
should have had the free kick.
Should have had the free kick. He probably felt aggrieved, but to do that doesn't do his team any favours, and it doesn't hurt Marty Rains, and all it does is create another goal-scoring opportunity for Belconnen.
And the clock still ticks down.
That's right.
While we wait to set up this set piece. Belconnen's still got a couple of changes up their sleeve as well.
Yeah, young Woody there.
Yeah, Sam Whittier. Almost ready to join the fray, I think. Wells clips this one into the penalty area, a bit too long. Couldn't be won by Clements, and it'd be out of play. So we're going to see Whittier. Do you think it'll be Wells?
I wouldn't be taking Dustin off.
You leave him right there, and
yeah.
We're going to see Rains, maybe, who's worked very, very hard. And it is Marty Rains, and he was the one that opened the scoring. You get a good reception from the home support, he should do. Seems a long time ago now that he opened the scoring in the 4th minute. And once again, he's run himself into the ground, hasn't he, Frank? He puts a lot of effort in. Yeah,
tireless work up and down the pitch. He very good value for Belconnen, and again, you know, one of those players that the young guys at Belconnen can look up to as a really good example.
Matafari, Junna. Matafari clips it forward. Dahl wins it. Throw into to Tigers. Time still ticks on. That should be a free kick.
There's an opportunity for Tigers to get some players forward.
Thinking about going early again. Kalfas does. Madafari squares it off. Colicello. Olorigby's made the run and it almost came through for him. Going to get a second chance though. It's fallen for Ibarra. His ball towards the far post is decent, and the volley into the middle wasn't.
It's a couple of times Tigers got the ball out wide to wingers with opportunities to get into the box. And look, I think they've obviously tried to play first time balls into the box and it hasn't been executed well, but the ideas are there at least.
It's certainly been entertaining, and there's been a threat for more goals. We just haven't had any yet. As Madafari goes down. Another free kick, getting a bit scrappy and fractious this last few minutes. Yep. Opportunity though, and Kalfas and Vijafanye will both be over this, and I think the might be the wrong side for the Argentinian with his left foot. I'm sure he will fancy bending this one towards goal.
Yeah, and I suppose we probably need to expect a bit of this scrappiness to come into the game now. I mean, there's two teams here with their seasons on the line. A draw probably doesn't help either one of them. Tigers are behind 2-1. Mark Shields now is physio.
Mark Shields the physio. I don't think he's injured as well. And Alex Olorigby immediately signalled for a substitution, but they can't make any because they've all done. Landed on his shoulder, Mo Salah style, it would seem.
Maybe Shields was going to come out there with the tracksuit and swap tracksuits and get back
Try and get back on the field, yeah. Clutching his shoulder. Like in the old Champions League the other week.
Yeah. Interesting one, that one, wasn't it?
Well, we've seen some better goalkeeping tonight. That's for all you Liverpool fans out there.
We've still got 15 minutes, Russ. Who knows?
Who knows? And then my phone just pinged in my pocket, so that's probably me in trouble. That'll be David Jordan. He's a big Liverpool fan.
A lot of Liverpool supporters out at Olympic. The Papa Nicolau boys and
true story. Yeah.
Tommy Mack. Yep.
They've all been a bit disappointed last week.
Yeah, they were very quiet last week. No one.
Yeah. Couple of tap-ins from Gareth Bale.
Yes, his first goal especially. Yeah, like shelling peas.
Got to feel sorry when that goes in there. You've got no chance of that kind of things happening.
Turn off the TV. Just go to
game over. Thanks for coming. Yeah. Well, Vijafanye is lining this one up. George Girardel is making him put it in the correct spot, and I don't think we're going to see anything but a shot here.
Yeah, and look, this is really important that it gets on target, and it's really important for Finn that if it is on target and he can get hands to it, that he holds on to it, because there's about 5 or 6 Tigers boys running in.
Yeah, they'll be sniffing around for any rebounds. Durak's lining up his wall.
Olorigby special tap in here.
Yeah, well, Durak's still lining up his wall. Wanted to get it spot on.
And if the break is definitely on if Finn does get onto this ball.
Well, Vijafanye surprises us all, goes to Fofana, and that was a bit of a waste.
Here's a break.
And here's a chance for Barach, and the Argentinian gets back to win the ball, but all he can do is push it into path of Dahl. He'll keep it in play. He's got Wells, the only option in the middle, and he couldn't find him, and wasted opportunities at both ends, and I am super surprised that they squared that off to Fofana. And Keita's just lashed this one up towards us in the commentary box. Are you surprised he didn't hit that from there?
Oh, yeah, unbelievable. You've got you're 30 metres out from goal, you're 2-1 down, it's 10 minutes ago, and you're playing it short to someone who's standing still.
Who's not necessarily a noted goal scorer either. Is Barach in the penalty area? Tigers know all about him, of course.
Yep, former Tiger captain.
With you. First involvement for him, wins his team a corner.
Yeah, Daniel would have spent a couple of years out at Tigers, I think.
Yeah, he did, and he spelled with you guys as well?
Yeah, so originally at Olympic, then went to Sydney. I think he spent some time at Western Sydney Wanderers and Sydney United, and then came back with us, went to Gungal, and then went to Tigers. And
another player who's had a bit of cruel luck with injuries down the years as well.
Yeah, well, I think one of the big drivers for him to come to Belconnen was Marko Perinovic, one of the coaches that was here previously this week is his uncle. So
okay,
yeah.
Well, that's a set piece towards the far post. It's a deep one. Ugrinic keeps it in. Looks to take on Madafari and wins his team a throw as the time ticks down again. 8 minutes to go. Belconnen looking to put this one to bed. Chip into the penalty area. One in the air by Fofana. And a challenge from Williams, I think that was. And off come Tigers with the bar. It was Whittier, sorry. Fofana has to go back to Cole. Sends it wide to Junna. He puts his foot down and looks to slide the ball forward for Kalfas, but asking too much of the Greek forward. 7 minutes to go. Live on Bar TV Sports. NPL football from Capital Football. Belconnen United lead Tigers FC by 2-1. All the goals in the first half. Thought there'd be more in the second. As yet, there has been none. Defensively, both sides have been better. Belconnen looking to finish this off, and Tigers looking for a way back. Here's Cole. Will have to start from all the way back in his own penalty area.
There just doesn't seem to be the urgency that you'd want to see from a team that's 2-1 down.
Well, here's Ola Rigby. First time we've seen him get in.
Done well there.
And good defending to force him wide. Here is Ola Rigby. Ibarra. And they've given it away again. And McKeskey came back to win it. And he looks to slide one forward to Withia. Wells through the back of him is Spaseski, and another silly free kick to concede. And that's the first time we've really seen Ola Rigby in any spark in any way, shape or form since he's come on. Wells goes early.
That's nearly handball.
Nearly handball from Junna.
There's space in the middle though.
Vijafanya, he spotted the run of Ibarra.
Yep.
And Ibarra's got in behind Mirages. Looks to take him on. He's past him, and Mirages has it going and swung into the area. They've all missed it. Far post. Matafari with a curler, and he can't keep it down. Another wasted opportunity, but Ibarra got in too easily there.
Yeah, and that was a big opportunity for Matafari to at least hit the target. Jerry with good feet out wide, beat his fullback pretty easily there. Could have actually had claims for a free kick.
Yeah, credit for him for not going down, to be fair, because it was a shirt pull.
I reckon if he's in the box, he goes down for sure.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt, Frank. Keita's up, doesn't win it. Barach does.
And
Withia, Wells inside him. And Spaseski needed to get a foot in on that and does, concedes a corner. And I don't think Belconnen will be in any hurry to take this one. As we enter the final 5 minutes of Uli De Silva's first match in charge. 2 training sessions he's had this week and staring at a first win.
Yeah.
100% record as a coach. What can you do?
Well, don't put the moz on him.
Don't put the mocker on him just yet, because they've got a corner though. Chance to add to that if they can. Swung in towards the near post straight at Ibarra. It's made a difference since he's come on. Kalfas. Poor touch. Mirage is looking to swap passes with Withia, and he concedes a free kick, and Kuma understand there's a bit of urgency now, and Keita goes early, but looking for Matafari, and the bounce has done him, and here's Junna, and there's yellow shirts surging forward here. Matafari on the outside, swings it across, and another chance for the header. The flag was up though, and Ola Rigby couldn't direct it on target anyway, but there was 6 yellow shirts in that attack.
Yeah, some real numbers moving forward there for Tigers. Real opportunity for them. If they just a bit more composure in front of goal there, they could have really opened up Belconnen.
Finjurak will take the free kick. I think maybe the goal kick maybe just played on anyway. Sends it forward. Good win by Barach again. Junna under pressure from Wells. Finds Spaseski. Colacello lets it roll for Keita. Now Ibarra. Tigers putting the foot down once more. Vijafanya. Nice turn. Pressure again though from Barach. Matafari can't get there. Wins the free kick there, the Argentinian, for the foul by a little shirt pull from Barach. Quite demonstrative in midfield, isn't he, when he gets a decision?
Yep.
And he goes early again. Kalfas has peeled off. Thought about taking it down first time. Probably would have been the better option.
Should have, yeah.
Kalfas stands up. Mirages wins a corner for Tigers. 3 minutes to go.
Now, this is when you really want some quality delivery coming in now. I mean, they've got one of their best, dead ball exponents over the ball. I'd be asking Kalfas to get in the box.
They use his physicality here. They have gone short. Here's Vijafanya. Goes back to Kalfas. Are they going to deliver? Wasted opportunity. He's nutmegged him anyway beautifully, and Keita's got goal side and looks to swing it in. Another corner.
Set pieces in the second half really has probably left a lot to be desired from both sides, to be honest.
Well, this time they don't look like they're going short. This time Vijafanya is going to send this one into the danger area. In fact, there we go. Make a liar of me. Keita's come short this time and got it. He's looking to cross the ball. It's taken a slight nick, and Jurak does well to clutch it.
I mean, you've probably got two of your prime candidates to win a header in the box there with Kita and Kalfas, both coming short to get corners when, you probably think with some good delivery there from Vijafanya, they're half a chance of getting a strike on goal.
Colicello under pressure from Barrett, who got a foot in. Now this might break. And that was a good challenge by Wells, and might look all ball from here.
Yeah, it looks like he might have,
But anyway, free kick, slight nut touch. We're into the final 90 seconds or so of the match. It's been pretty entertaining stuff. Frank, who's been your man of the match?
I think, for Belconnen, I think Clements has done a good job at the back. I thought Makor was playing very well. McKeskey has had a decent game, and so has Dusty. So you probably look at people like Adrian Makor and Marty Raines, but they've both been taken off. So you're probably leaning towards an Ivan Clements for mine.
Okay, been pretty solid at the back. Withia wins his team a throw. Now throws it to Barrach. Bit of space for Daniel Barrach to take on Kita. He finds Withia. Swings the ball in, and it's over the crossbar onto the roof of the net, and Jacob Cole will want to get on with this quickly. Yep. Should imagine there'll be too much time added on.
No, there's only seen to be the one or two sort of stoppages for substitutions and that sort of slight break for an injury. I think from the Tigers' point of view, I think Osman Fafana's probably been the standout as well, and Villafania in the midfield. You probably wonder what may have been if maybe Ibarra started earlier.
Well, you think if you're looking at Tigers' next fixtures in the next week, I'm not sure. Let's have a quick check who they got. They were away at Woden Western. He might be worth a start. Ball forward looking for the runners. It's won by Clements. Kalfas lets it run on rather than attack the ball, and Barrach said thanks very much. McKeskey back to Barrach. No real urgency, but there's no need to be for those in blue. Wells. Greenwich, huge amount of space for him. Will he shoot? He will. He bends one and it clips the post. It comes back out to Withia and he drives it wide. Had much more time than he thought.
He could have taken a touch and actually dribbled in and just side-footed it. Outstanding there from Jason, but again, just so much space for the Belconnen forwards to turn, look up and shoot.
Real chance for Withia to kill it off. Will Tigers make them pay for not doing so? Ibarra, they need to do it quickly. Fafana's involved.
And he's up front now too.
Ibarra is challenging. Good win by Clements. And there's a little bit of afters with Ibarra. A free kick. Ibarra needs to tread a fine line, otherwise he won't be playing against Woden next week. He'll be sat on the sideline, already been booked. Clements, who has been outstanding today, will take the free kick. Happy to send it down towards the corner towards Dustin Wells, who will use all his experience to try and keep this one in and win a set piece. Kita, though, wins it and it stays in play.
Some defending.
Excellent stuff. And that's a nice ball from Ibarra. Last touch but couldn't quite come off for Malafari. And here come Belconnen. Here's Withia, who had that chance moments ago. Bursting into the penalty area, pulls it back. Cole thought about coming and it's just rolled across the goal to Vijafanya. And Kalfas. Is there a last chance in stoppage time for Tigers?
They haven't really tested Finn, though, in this second half at all. I can't really recall him making a save.
He hasn't had a save to make, and there's a yellow card coming out here, and this is a pointless one for Nikos Kalfas, is it? No. Is it Kalfas? Yeah, it's his first yellow card. He's the second Tigers player to get in the book. For a minute there, I thought...
Yeah,
looked like it was walking off the field.
When the referee reached for the second pocket, I thought, oh, hold on.
Looking for a pen, maybe. Have Belconnen done enough to claim a victory which will push them into the top four of the NPL in capital football, or have Tigers got something in the seconds that remain? The ball is at the right end for those of a Belconnen persuasion, and referee George Girardello blows the final whistle, and it is a first Premier League win for Yuli Da Silva and his assistant Steve Forshaw and Belconnen United, and all's well with the world of the Blue Devils, Frank, after a fractious kind of week for them.
Yeah, look, end of a big week. I'm sure the whole club will probably breathe a sigh of relief getting the result today. Obviously now Tigers have got a lot of internalising to do. Sitting on 6 points after this many games, I think Gabby's got to obviously look at where he wants to take the team for the rest of the season.
Difficult question for you, obviously, because you're involved in the top 4 race, but have you seen enough from either of these two sides to suggest they'll be involved in that shootout towards the end of the season?
Oh, look, I suppose there's a lot of competition for those top 4 spots, and Canberra FC at the moment are flying. They haven't lost a game. We're one game behind them. Canberra FC play Tuggeranong tomorrow, but I suppose, look, I think Belconnen at this stage would be more likely to be challenging for that top 4 based on tonight's performance.
Well, thanks for your company, Frank, and good luck next week, and hopefully we'll have you on again before the end of the season.
Absolutely.
Been a great evening here at McKellar Park, a cold evening at McKellar Park, as it often is here in Belconnen. All the goals coming in the first half. Belconnen took the lead after 4 minutes. Marty Rains with an excellent finish, giving them the lead. Tigers FC equalised when Argentinian import Nicolas Villafanier netted his 6th of the season, direct from a corner to bring his team back level. But a goal right before half-time, only the 2nd of the season, from Jason Ugrinic via a slight nick off a defender, has given the 3 points to the Blue Devils. Yudi De Silva, his first game in charge, ends as a victory. The final score at McKellar, it's finished Belconnen United 2, Tigers FC 1.